Hey everybody, welcome back to Creating Scenery for Microsoft Flight Simulator. I believe this is part 8 of our Fairfield Inn at John Hopkins, John Glenn International Airport. Alright, so we're working on our back annexations. Okay, the lounge area, maybe, I think that's what that is, and the restaurant area. And today we're going to cut in the windows. So let's bring our prototype up and let's do a measure. I can almost guess off the bat. Remember how I said commercial building, standard size doors, 36 inches, 3 feet, or by 7 feet tall. For you guys from metric, you'll have to figure that out. But anyway, you guys know a standard size in your area. So if this door is 3, it looks like this space over here is almost equal to the width of the door. So that's 6. And I'm thinking that this is probably 5-foot pane glass. All right. So I'm guessing that's going to be about 11 feet or so. I don't know. Let's find out. Let's do path and let's click there and click there, and we're right at 11 feet. Whoa, what a guess. So we are going to start at this location and go this way 11 feet to cut in our entryway. So we're going to select the lounge, tab in, and we don't have to be ghost. All right, and then we're gonna come here. Now, the one thing I want to do is I usually don't keep the floors, so I'm gonna delete that face, and I'm gonna select the roof, and I'm gonna make that separate. So P select, and we're gonna call this lounge roof. Okay, we're good. All right, make sure that we're selected there. And let's go ahead and cut in our door. So we're going to do a loop cut. Click, drag that over here, and move it in the X direction. GX 11 feet. Okay, let's take a look at our prototype. Let's go to the photo this time, see if we can make anything out. So this is the area. So it has a looks like a stainless steel post, and then there's a little skylight window on that little bump out there. All right. So we got a skylight. I mean, not a skylight. We got a post, and that post probably maybe a foot. Okay, which makes this window a little smaller, which is what I kind of thought. And then we have the steel door, aluminum door, and then some windows. All right, so let's go back to our model and cut those in. So we know we can actually isolate this right off the bat. No, let's not. Let's Control R, come over here, and then to this corner, GX, and let's go 1 foot. That should give us our aluminum or stainless steel post in that direction. We're 2.5 feet thick. So let's look at our photo real quick. And it's pretty narrow. It's a pretty narrow window. And I'm thinking maybe 3 or 4 inches on this side. Because these doors, this model of a door, I'm looking at the thicknesses. And these stiles on the side of these aluminum clad doors are usually 5 inches. Somewhere between 4 and 5 inches. All right, so I'm going to make this boundary right here. We're going to make that 3 inches. All right, so I'm going to come here to this part of our wall. I'm going to Control R and slide that to here, and I'm going to move it in the Y direction. I'm going to turn snap off. Y direction, GY, and let's go 0.25. No, it's probably a little further than that. No, that's good enough. For what we're doing, it is just fine. And then I'm going to come on this other side, Control R, put a loop cut right here, and I'm going to move that in the -1 foot. So we have a 1 foot by 1 foot stainless steel post. Okay, now this probably protrudes out a little further to add in a little more than a foot, so that's okay. We can extrude that later. We're just doing our line work. And if we look at our photo again, when we look, we have our door, and the division above the door is around the 7 foot mark, because this door is 7 feet tall. All right, that's standard. So we can put a loop cut across here, and there's actually a frame on our window right here too. Okay, so over here, we're going to put a horizontal loop cut. So let's do a Control R and drop that down to the bottom, GZ7. And so all the tops of our doors will be the same. All right. Now I'm wondering, the proportions aren't looking exactly the same, which I'm not concerned about because I can always drop the height of this addition, but it's not going to add up to what it looks like over here. So let's look at our photo. So we got another 2 feet. That's probably a 2 foot pane at the top. So let's add another loop cut 2 feet above this one. So Control R, drop that down to that line, GZ2. So it kind of looks like that. All right. Now let's put a loop cut going up this way. From this edge, we're going to move that GX -5. And then we're going to put in our door. Control R, move that there. GX -3. And that kind of gives the, so here's that pane, here's the door, here's that big plate window right here. And then we have our little windows above the door, and then this is the area left over. Let's take a look, see what we need to do. I'm thinking that's probably 2.5 or so. So let's do a measurement. Let's turn on that, turn on vertices, and turn on our vertices snap. And let's do a measure from here to here. So using our measure tool, I am going to snap there, drag that, and snap there. That's 3.5. So let's bring down our roof. Let's bring down our roof a foot, because it does look a little too tall. All right, so let's go to vertices, and I'm going to turn snap off because sometimes it's annoying. Oh, I'm in measure. Select. All right, and let's select these top vertices. I think we have that one selected back there. Now we're going to have to move our roof down too. So let's drop this GZ -1. Okay, get out of edit mode, select our roof, GZ -1. Okay, select our lounge, tab into edit mode, and I think the proportions look better. I think that looks just fine. All right, so we have the door entrance area, and we will isolate these. We'll isolate these, these faces right here. And we're going to isolate these. But we can do that after we do all of this. All right, we're going to save these out to their own object. But let's do some more cutting. So let's look at our prototype image again. So we have about a foot gap here between this little, this window and this window. It looks about a foot. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here to here is 3 feet. So this looks like probably a 3.5 foot window. And these look like 3 foot windows. I'm guessing. All right, I am guessing. So let's do a foot gap and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 12 feet. So we are going to Control R and loop cut, drag that down here, then move it X negative 1 foot. Then we're going to Control R, slide that down, GX minus 12 feet. Okay. If I look at Google Earth, is this going to help much? Kind of, sort of. So let's do a path. And let's go from here to the door. I don't like that. That's 4.5 feet. So can we spy it better in the image? That's 3. Well, that could be 4.5. This looks proportional to this. So let's make this 4.5. All right. So Control R, slide that down, GX minus 4.5. And then 3 foot for the door, GX minus 3. And then I'm going to go another loop cut, and we're going to go GX minus 4. I'm not going to make it 4.5. I'm going to make it 4. All right, and take another look at our photo. Then we have some big, I bet these are 5 foot plate glass windows, but I don't know how many. Let's take a look at Google Earth. Just a double. It looks like it actually might be a set of sliding doors. No, it's not. It's not. No, those aren't sliding doors. Those are big plate windows, 5 feet each, I think. All right, and so let's measure this distance from here to here. Let's call it 5. Let's call it 5 feet and see what happens. We can always adjust it if it just doesn't look right. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. Just has to represent what you're doing. All right, so click here, drag this over, GX minus 5. Let's go 5.5 like we had. And then we have 2. So another loop cut, move that over, GX minus 5. And then 1 more. Move that over there, GX minus 5. And we should have a little wall there. Let's take a look. Google Earth is not the best for these hidden areas because it just interpolates. It's pretty close, I think. Okay, now let's do some artistry with our windows again. All right, so we know that these faces on the doorway right here, we know that this face and this face hold on, I forgot to do a loop cut. I can do a loop cut. Yeah, I better do a loop cut. I forgot the loop cut for the bottom base of the windows. Okay, so let's check that out. Google Earth. Let's do a 3D path. Click and Z. 3 1/4. It's about the height. It's about half the door. Let's look at the photo. It actually is better. Okay, so the door's 7, and this looks like it's just shy of halfway to the door. So I'm going to say that this right here is 3 feet, almost a meter. All right. So let's do another loop cut. Drop that down here to the bottom, GZ3. Okay, now we can start pulling out our faces. So we're going to take these faces, this. We're going to take this face, and we're going to take our door pieces, and we're going to take our, oh, am I off? Oh, we have a plate here, right? Man, my brain, I just can't remember. Yeah, we have a plate on the other side. And then these doors here. Windows. All right, so I think those are good to go. So we can hit P, new selection, and we'll call this Winds. Okay, I'm going to try to finish up in the next 5 minutes. All right, with these, and then we'll move on with our life. All right, so we isolated our windows, but we need to make some adjustments. So let's select our windows, go into tab, and we are going to select these two faces, and we're going to right click, dissolve face. We're going to select these two faces, right click, dissolve face, select these two faces, right select, dissolve face. We're going to select these two faces by shift, right click, dissolve face, select these two, right click, dissolve faces, and these two, shift, right click, dissolve face, these two, shift, right click, dissolve face. There we go. All right, now we can do our we're gonna select all faces. Let's tab out for a second, and we are scale 1, so we're good, so we don't need to apply scale. All right, so we have all of these set. Now the only thing is that these doors have thicker boundaries, so I'm going to turn off the doors and just do the windows, and we are going to give those 2-inch boundaries around. All right, so we're going to eye individually, so twice, and we're going to go 0.16. Oh, I forgot something. I'm sorry. Control Z. All right, let's unselect this door here as well. I forgot to do this. All right, there's 4 windows right here, so we're going to do a loop cut, scroll wheel until we get 4 windows. Is it 4 windows or is it 3? I think it's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. All right, so we are going to Control R, do a loop cut, use the scroll wheel on the mouse to add some cuts, hit enter, escape. Now we're set. All right, now we'll select all faces, and then shift and click off the doors. Since the last operation I did was 2 eyes, it remembers that, and we're going to go 0.16, And we got our window glass. Now let's select our doors because they're thicker. So we are going to eye those, and we're going to make those 0.4. Just like that. Now we want to offset our windows. All right. Actually, we can select all the glass. Now, I forgot to get rid of a line here because I think this is one big plate glass right here, but that's okay. So there's an extra division there. So the building's not perfect, right? All right, so I have all the faces selected. Now we are going to double check our face orientation. They're all blue, so that's good. And we are going to right click and extrude along the normals minus 0.16. So it sets our glass in just like that. And then with our glass selected, we can hit P, new selection, and name this Lounge Winds Glass. And then get out of edit mode, and there we have this. Now, what I think we'll do next time is I'll select these polygons right here that make up this post, or at least these three here, and bring those out just a little bit because it looks like that's how it is. This big post kind of sits out a little further. All right. Then you can actually just, like I said, we can select our glass, and we can come over here to materials, dark glass, apply that. And then for the window frames, we can do the same. Find our frames and apply that just like that. So that kind of gives us the look of our lounge area, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you would subscribe, comment, hit the notification bells, and if you feel inclined, buymeacoffee.com/myphysicalworld. Hey, you guys have a great day, and I will see you guys on the next video. See you later.